Let's start with some lower body stuff. So today, head to the gym after this. I'm just gonna get some groin stretched out here. Head to the gym after this, and got a lower body focus workout today, but I am adding shoulders in. I've kind of been a little bit, the schedule's been a bit all over the place with getting to the gym this week for whatever reason. So I need to get my shoulders in. I haven't done that this week. And then plenty of leg work. Really looking at my glutes, quads, hamstrings, and then obviously shoulders. So probably 4 or 5 different lifts or types of lift today. Let's just call this the thread the needle stretch. It's kind of that upper body, targeting the shoulders. And I'm recovering better from gym sessions. I play basketball during the week. I'm recovering a lot better from that, as well as hitting golf balls every day. And I'm hitting sometimes 200 balls every single day, which is a big step for an amateur golfer, right? From going to hitting nothing to hitting 50 balls every day to 100. Now I'm hitting 200 balls. And as I continue to step this thing up, I want to make sure my body comes along for the ride, and I don't have to stop doing this after 6 months because I didn't look after myself. And I just go into more of this kind of shoulder and upper back. Like to kind of lean back and get the rib cage kind of opened up here. There's so many different ways that you can go about this, but this challenge has been really good for me. Alright, get into these kind of cross knees. Fold my leg underneath my body 90 degrees and then stretching the other one out. Hey buddy, you can't keep breathing into the mic. Long-haired dogs, man, they constantly panting for no reason. And he's 15, I always tell people, it's hard to believe my dog's 15. So again, the focus today is drink water, eat right, get my lift in at the gym, do my mobility, and then work on my golf swing. So there are some specific things that I'm working on today that just again, it's just constantly just building on what I started. What I've talked about here is just finding a way, some way, somehow. And so it's really helping me just from a mental side of things, just finding a way each and every day to not make an excuse and just do what's on the list to get done. So that's what today's about again. And I think what's getting the thought for my day today is continuing to become more athletic in my swing, in my body, in the way that I think and I train. It's just push towards being more athletic. And I'm just worried about myself, worried about just getting the best out of myself, and pushing myself as hard as I can and giving it best and being happy with the effort that I put in. That's what today's about. But lunch is served. Have a look at this. Focusing on more proteins in my diet, and I eat predominantly fish, so I got barramundi here, probably like 1.5 servings of it, close to 2. It's like two fillets or 2 steaks, whatever you want to call them. And I've got lentil tabbouleh salad here. It's about 23 grams of protein in that. So I'm looking at a dish here with like 20, 40, 60 grams of protein. And that's pretty good. So I'm gonna get this into me. I like to kind of just lightly marinate and pan grill, a little bit of olive oil, salt, some herbs and stuff for the barramundi. Comes out really good, nice and crisp. So I'm gonna get this into me, and then we will jump onto the spawnia and then get our swing session in for the day. That's good. I do need to order like some kind of like water bottle thing, because I probably go on Amazon. I said this yesterday, I didn't do it. And then I didn't know how much water. I just want to measure how much water I'm drinking each day. I mentioned this earlier, but since I started this challenge, been doing the mobility work and kind of focusing on what I'm eating, my diet, my workouts and things like that. I feel so much more kind of energized, especially backing it up the next day. I used to, I'd train one day and then the next day I'd be pretty tired. There are some kind of changes in that, obviously, and that fluctuates from time to time. But for the most part, I'm finding that especially when I'm training and I'm swinging, and I'm in those intense speed swing sessions, which I've got one today, a little bit later today, I'm not feeling the aches and pains like I used to when I first started this. So I think as I put this together, it's giving me like little clues and little answers on how and what I need to do to get the most out of this. Someone asked me, do you want, what's your handicap goals, or what do you want to score, or what it is. I really don't have any specific goals like that. I want to play the best golf that I can play, and whether that's from off scratch, whether that's better than scratch, whether that's 5 handicap, I won't tie myself to that outcome. I obviously want to get better. That's the obvious reason I'm doing this, but I'm not tying myself to an outcome. All right, let's get into today's session. Feeling pretty stiff. I'm pretty tired after the gym. Big couple of days of workouts, and so I got speed training is the first thing today. So get the speed sticks out, start off with a little warm up, get that going, get the body loose, and got to be a little bit careful that I don't overdo it today. I'm just gonna listen. I do have to be a little bit more cautious than I normally would, just with the body feeling the way it is. So speed sticks, get that. Oh, let's get that going. And I have a couple of focus areas for today's session that are really, really important parts of what made me kind of improve my swing so quickly over this 30-day period. The main focus areas have been a connected golf swing, number one. So using drills to keep my body connected and in sync. The next thing was my club path. That has improved immensely. I can't wait to see at the end of this just how much. But I do feel it. I do feel that there's been quite a big improvement in the club path. Obviously, speed, extra distance, that is a little bit of a variable. May or may not be there because, I may have to stick at this for a little bit longer. But the other parts of the game are definitely improved. The club path, staying connected, those are two real focus areas. So I'm going to go back to the connected golf swing today. I'm making these little subtle adjustments to my swing as I go. I mean, it's a daily grind for us. That's like the key mentality shift that I've had is I can't make all these changes all at once. But for me to improve, I do need to change it. And all of them at some point, I have to get better at. And it has, don't get me wrong. And really what I'm trying to get to is a position where I'm sort of like this. That would be an ideal situation. Now that's probably a little bit exaggerated, but that's really where I want to be. 1, 2, 3, 1. Some insteps here. I think the instep drill is great even if you're hitting golf balls. 2, 3. The other noticeable difference here of improvement after using these speed sticks is my grip strength. It's definitely a thing for me. Alright, we're going to take that up to the 290 gram weight. 1, 2, 3. 1. Instep. Ready, go. 1. Seems a little crazy doing this though. I'm swinging so fast. Well, it feels like that anyway. And that interaction with the ground's improved too. Alright, we're going up to the 325 gram weight. Screws on like that. Going as hard as I can. 1, 2, 3. Really happy that my Nuggets won today. Played Washington. I mean, unfortunately Washington's not that great. But coming out of the All-Star break, we had to get that job done. A couple of injury worries for us though. I'm worried a little bit about KCP. Gonna wait and see. Playoffs around the corner. Things are starting to heat up. I can't wait, but focus is right here. Just gonna warm up here with about 10 balls. Almost these chip shots, same warm up as usual. I feel like I'll hit them solid tonight. I haven't kind of had the best 2 hitting sessions the last 2 nights. But I think we'll be on to something here today. I'm actually really hopeful, very hopeful that I'll be able to get out onto the course and play some good golf next week. So that's kind of on the radar. And I'm starting to think about the last sort of 5 days, how am I gonna ramp this challenge up? Because really, after the 30 days is done, I kind of have to benchmark test, and I want to make sure that I'm fresh for that. I don't want to be doing that while I'm like, my body's like tired as. All right, I'm gonna just move into some longer swings. So the Tommy Fleetwood, I'm gonna get my wrist hinge tool back on. So for anyone that has been following, tracking the 30-day challenge, you guys would have seen this throughout the first sort of 10, 12 days. My wrist position's a lot better than it was, but I don't want to lose touch of that because I love the feeling that I've created now at the top. So we're going to start with this, some Tommy Fleetwoods just to there, and some abbreviated swings. That's what the Tommy Fleetwood drill is. Yeah, I mean, I'm striking them solid tonight. I think that's the interesting part, right? As long as you don't wander too far away from who and what your swing is, from sort of one day to the next, you just got to stick with it for long enough, right? And then you'll find it again. Keep doing what made you successful in the first place is what I've been preaching to myself, and the rest will just come. Combine that with a willingness to just work harder than anyone else that you know and who's around you or anything like that. Just be prepared to do the work. And then the outcome, I just live with it. You know what I mean? You can't lose from that position. That was a little fat. All right, with this drill, I'm kind of really just focused as I'm going through this, not letting that club get too far back. That was the problem I started off with. I'm not doing it. I don't want to fall back into that trap again. And that feels pretty good. One more with this aid. Yep. Going back to my favorite connected swing drill, you can do this with two, but I like to do it with a towel around you like that, and then sort of, squeeze the towel between both your armpits. I like to do it with my trail arm. So that's where I see a lot of the chicken wing kind of action, disconnection in my swing happens here. And that causes me to have a lot of timing issues at the point of impact. But what I didn't realize this drill was going to do was actually force me to turn better. Because now you see where that elbow is, that rear elbow, all right? See where that is? That's basically almost in line with the rest of my body. And it's creating this really cool angle. And these are the things that you kind of just have to be aware of. You just look for in your swing. Now that club position, see where that is? Kind of looks probably will look a little bit strong, but I don't have a problem with that. I mean, what? As soon as I put this thing under my armpit, the difference in strike is just crazy. I should just play with this. Okay, so wipe that one. That's so good. I think doing this, having these, different aids, training aids that you can use, Okay, so I've hit 2 good ones, 2 bad ones. So let me just focus in here. Okay, I gotta break this trend first before I start talking again. I almost didn't. That was kind of thin. Just focus on hitting another good one here. That's good. You see that drill I did yesterday, the pedal drill, which is that weight transference drill. I can start to see and feel a slight difference in the way I'm interacting with the ground. And that goes to show, like, I think I've hit that as long and as far as I could with the 7-iron, and I've barely used, I don't know, 75% of my actual swing length. Okay, whenever I'm topping the ball, this is for me to remember this. Whenever I kind of hit one thin like that, it just means I've kept my weight backwards and I've raised my head too early. Instead of having a little bit more of that leading shoulder, I don't want to feel like it's pointing towards the ground, but I do want to feel like there is a slight lean towards the ground with that shoulder. That if that shoulder's up in the air, I've got no chance of actually making decent contact with it. So I've got to just sort of try to focus on keeping that shoulder here, like sort of like that, rather than like this. If I'm like that compared to this, I'm going to top the ball. So one little drill I do, and it's like a feeling thing, I like to just cover the ball with my hands. This can be a little bit dangerous because you'll end up covering the ball when you hit. You still want to release the golf club when you hit. So okay. I'm still doing it. That wasn't a good strike. So down, throw the club. Good. A few more with the connected drill. Okay, that's not a problem if it falls out in your follow through. That's where I need to be. Okay, thin, which means just got to stay over it for a little bit longer. Just like that. It's a good strike. It's a bit thin. I do have this problem of getting too quick in my downswing. You know, I've talked about this before, but it still plagues me a little. Man, it's the way it's got to be. Don't let yourself, I'm not going to let myself have a free pass just because there's no one around, or, you know, I'm just hitting in my garage. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not going to get what I need to unless I hold myself accountable to a higher standard or higher level, or just playing better golf. It's all it's about today. It's just higher standards, holding yourself accountable to it, and then making sure that you do whatever's necessary to reach that. Hope you enjoyed this video, man. Day 21 tomorrow, starting off with some military style training, which is going to be cool. Hope you enjoy me for that one, and don't forget, golf is hard.